We are back. Let me try to see if I can get more light because it is extremely dark. I am by the water. I will quickly show you. I'm literally right on the water. If I would lean to the left, I would fall in, which we're not gonna do, of course. But let me put this back. My plan was to have more of the water in the picture, but then you are not really going to see me. It becomes very dark, but you know that the water is here. And the water dragons, just like last time, are still very present. They are still very present. And the title for this message came through really quickly. So this morning I was tuning in and I asked them, okay, what is the theme, dragons, for this channeling? And they said, the unfolding. And I said, okay, the unfolding, that sounds a little bit theatrical. So let me just wait for a few more people maybe that want to join. But anyway, back to the last message. That was all about water dragons, emotionally supporting yourself. We were coming out of this whole Venus retrograde. Mercury is now wrapped up too. I think Mercury is direct again, so that is good. And definitely not without a few last interruptions. Both Ryan and I have had a few days of technical challenges. So I'm just going to dive in with this channeled message from the dragons. And if you feel anything that's coming up within you as I'm reading this and you feel like sharing, you can put it in the comments, whether you're watching this now live with me or on replay. So the title is The Unfolding. Last time we spoke of emotional support by seeking out the elements. The water dragons came through with guidance on how you can work with them in different ways to support the integration of these new activations, or more precisely, old soul seeds that you planted that are now ready to bloom. In your other lifetimes, you planted these seeds, the seeds of your other soul aspects. Other lifetimes that you are now activating again in this time, making time again very flexible, collapsing the timelines of your past and future in this now moment, as you are becoming you with a capital Y fully again, even when you cannot see it because the world is in chaos and around you there is a lot of stuff shifting. Know that you have orchestrated this plan like the master that you are. If you are listening to this, whether live or on replay, because this will find you, because this is what your higher self has orchestrated, then know that you are not listening or reading this by coincidence. You are meant to be here, taking these words in right now. They will not be for everyone right now in this moment, but they are for you. Soon you'll fully be ready for the unfolding of deeper layers of your soul purpose. The unfolding will cause you to see the things that you may not see clearly right now, but the things that you have wanted to be set into motion, the things that you needed to fall into place, or slowly but surely moving into the right direction. The puzzle pieces are all falling into the right place. Again, we are inviting you to look at what may be illusion and what is the actual truth. Something that you may now be hyper-focused on that is going to be moving out of your reality may simply be an illusion. Stay focused on the bigger picture. And like we said last time in our previous message, keep on connecting to the animals and messengers from nature that are trying to give you answers. Intuition comes in many forms. The unfolding of your life is also the unfolding of your intuitive self. Whether it is you, whatever it is that you may be dealing with right now, I'm going to give you a couple of seconds, they said. to think of what your biggest obstacle is right now. And the thing that popped into your head first is going to be the thing that is that is asking you to fully surrender into. And we know that right now, as I'm saying this, you are feeling resistance when you think of this, but know that the unfolding of this entire event is you stepping into yet another higher level of self-mastery. So allow for this to happen, and remember that your soul asking for this unfolding basically means you stepping into a higher timeline, into this higher version of yourself. It's asking you to look at the bigger picture. So that was the message that they gave us, those watching now, those watching on replay. And we are also in Taurus season right now. Again, I'm not an astrologer. By the way, we have a really good podcast coming up on Monday with Sarah Ashley, who is an Akashic astrologer. Some of you may know her. But so yeah, Taurus is all about the earth. It is about grounding, and this unfolding I feel is happening on the physical. I hope you guys can hear me. It's getting a little bit windy. But Taurus is all about grounding, stability, patience, slow growth, slow but steady growth, appreciating here, being where you are, appreciating what you have, nature, the things that you can tune into, like they said in the previous message, building confidence, honoring your value, just kind of being in the moment, not wanting to rush, and slowly letting whatever it is that needs to unfold. So let me see what some people said in the comments. So how can we connect with water dragons? That is something that I explained, that they basically explained in the video that I did not last week, 2 weeks ago, the water dragons. They kind of gave messages about connecting with the drinking water that you drink, your water that you bathe with, stuff like that. So definitely go look at that. That is on my page, wherever you may be watching this later too. It's on YouTube, it's on Instagram. And I also have an entire free Dragon Lessons playlist. And that is on YouTube. And you can find it on my website, about connecting to dragons in general, all kinds of different dragons. So Lucy says, yes, this makes sense to me and my experience. I have been feeling like God is calling me to a mission that is connected to other higher frequencies of myself. Yes, so we are really being asked to become the highest version that we have set out to be. And I say this regularly, that when we make this soul plan, a lot of people sometimes fear that they are veering off of their path, that they are not doing their soul plan. We are basically living in the biggest math formula that exists. God, source, the universe, the multiverse is one gigantic cosmic GPS. If you make a decision, everything will constantly be recalculated based on you and your desire, your devotion. If you have the desire and you put in the coordinates of God, basically, that you want to achieve this goal, it's going to send you that way. It's going to send you to that timeline. And sometimes we make decisions that are gonna create a detour or another parallel reality, basically, than the original one. But in reality, time doesn't really exist. So what we do is we go back to the point where we wrote this soul contract for ourselves, and we recalculate. And the highest timeline is basically the most optimal one, just like in a GPS. How you would put in, this is the quickest way to get there, but this may be hard. And sometimes once you arrive here, you're going to be like, oh, this was more difficult than I anticipated. I'm going to do it a little bit differently, but still with the end goal in mind, which is perfectly fine. Because God has all of these other options in mind for you. You are then just being rerouted slightly. And you can feel it when you are tuning into this higher version again and again and again, especially when you are intuitive. So yeah, that was maybe a slight little ramble, but that felt good to share. So yeah, for those that are now joining, definitely go watch it again from the beginning, the channel dragon message. But so feel free to share what is coming up for you. If you're joining me later, feel free. If you're watching this on replay, I guess I mean, just share in the comments. Let me see what else. That's kind of all I have written down, but what I'm feeling is it's very important that now, and this was not prepared, this is just now coming through, that you really preserve your energy. Don't dive into all these big things this week or next week, because you are going to be happy that you preserve this energy, is what I'm feeling. So let this slow unfolding take place. Preserve your energy. Do what is priority right now, is what I'm hearing. And I'm seeing these earth dragons. So last week it was more the water dragons, and we're still here, of course. Let me quickly show you. For those that just joined, I'm here, but I'm also surrounded by all these hills over there. So I am like in the land. I'm held on this water in the land, and the earth is really coming through. The earth dragons are specifically coming through this week and the next week to really help anchor in these things. Like I said, we are, oops, can you see me? In Taurus season. So be like, slow down, allow yourself to slow down is what's coming through. I have to make sure my phone doesn't fall in the water. That would be terrible. Anyway, then I would have to get a new one, which has been funny because I've been having dreams of being so mad at my phone that I break it, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing in these dreams? But it is such an old phone, so it's probably subconscious frustration about the phone. And again, in Taurus season, that's also now coming through. This unfolding and renewal is going to start to take place on a physical level. So that can even look like making small changes in your physical reality that are actually going to then unfold. And this is really the word, unfolding, into bigger, a ripple effect. Basically, something small like 10 minutes of exercising in the morning, of suddenly replacing one of your meals with a healthier alternative. And all of that is going to then create a snowball effect that you are suddenly going to notice in these other layers of your reality. So that's really what's coming through from them. And people, they often expect, okay, yeah, dragon message, you're going to share a message from the dragons. What is this going to be about? About like riding dragons, fighting? No. The dragons, what can they help you with? They can literally help you with everything. They are simply celestial beings that are in full adoration of God. They are the seraphim, the fiery serpents of God in the Old Testament. They literally just want to help you become the best version of yourself. They are all fired up to help you be this magnificent version that is in the highest timeline. So that is why I work with the dragons and why they are all over. They are connecting to everybody right now. They are really wanting for us to go through this entire process of collectively choosing our highest timeline. So that is why I started doing these messages, and I did them for a while every week when we were in all these retrogrades. Now the next couple of weeks I am also going to be following the advice of the dragons, which is slowing down a little bit. I have a whole lot of stuff that I'm going to be dealing with that is very 3D, so I cannot really make any promises about going live, but definitely stay tuned, because I will be posting smaller videos with dragon messages here and there. They won't be live, but I'll still be posting them. What is also coming up is a free intuitive painting class. And you do not have to have any art experience or skills. This is purely going to be just fun, having fun. It's a free Zoom group thing. And I first decided I wanted to kind of draw or paint a dragon eye, but all of us just do their own version. And then yesterday what came through is, no, we're just going to be completely drawing whatever comes up, whether that's lines, whether that is shapes, whether that is whatever colors you want to use. It's all completely going to be. Let me just read what I have. And then the dragons came up with a really good name for it. The Art Alchemy Club, because they want to turn it into a permanent thing. So the first one is going to be free. After that, I'm going to be charging very little, $7 per session that you want to join, because it's supposed to just be fun. And so what it basically says here, I wrote this real quick this morning. It's going to be a cozy, mystical space where paintbrushes become magic wands and art becomes a conversation with your soul. You can view it as journaling, not with words, but with visual art. So it's not a traditional art class. It's all about just intuitively tuning in, channeling, and instead of writing, just using colors, lines, shapes, whatever. So again, you do not need to have a background in art, whatever. So basically what these sessions are going to be about is I'm going to give you like a theme to work with. For instance, like the first week, we're going to just see what happens. We're going to just have fun. The second week, we can focus maybe on like a mandala, a pattern, flowers, and you can just draw whatever you feel like. If your flower looks like what a 3-year-old would draw, that is perfect. That is awesome, because nobody's going to be judging you. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some kind of guided meditations that I'm going to be doing with you while you're drawing and painting. So it's kind of like an active meditation where you just drop in and just go with whatever comes out of your paintbrush or pencil or whatever. And that's what it's basically, art therapy in group that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to be focusing on that a little bit more. There is zero pressure to be good at art, and this is also just going to help again with the Taurus season that we are in, all about grounding earth, bringing this energy down into the physical body. But this first one, the free session, is going to be on the 16th, which is a Friday, from 5 to 6 p.m. Central Time. And yeah, if you would like to join, send me a message, send me an email, and I will send you more information. You can also find it on my website. So let me see if anybody else has anything to share. What's the date of the painting class? Oh yeah, I just said that. Yes, so, and there are already quite a few people that signed up, so definitely if this is something that speaks to you, you can participate in the level of comfort that you are okay with. If you want to be on video talking in the Zoom, if you just want to have your camera turned off and you want to follow my instructions and don't say a word, that is also fine. It doesn't matter. If you want to join, then join. Don't let any shame or any feeling of not being good enough or anything like that stop you from having a good time. And it's free, so come join us, I would say. So the 16th of May. Let me see if there's any last messages that the dragons want to share. It is really about, okay, so a lot of these activations are coming in. We're really being activated by a lot of things that were, that came up during this Venus and Mercury retrograde. And it's like they said in their channeled message, soul seeds, which sounds literally like your soul planted seeds in other timelines, other lifetimes that you lived here. They are now coming up, and now it's this unfolding, slow unfolding of all these things that you will have to work with. But now you want this whole plant to be done, you want this to be a full-grown tree or whatever, and now it's important to slowly nourish yourself and really just pay attention to what you need to feel good and not feel overwhelmed. That is the main message. And if there are these big obstacles, like they were saying, think of the one thing that you can now think of that's your biggest obstacle. Okay, in my case, that's a bunch of paperwork that needs to be dealt with for my visa, which I know that that is going to be all taken care of. It is perfectly fine, but still, it is always this stuff that is in the back of your mind, this 3D stuff that you have to deal with. So think of the thing that it is for you, and you can immediately feel this knot in your stomach, like, oh, this is, I don't want to think about this. I'm dreading having to deal with this. Your soul put this in place for you to overcome because you can do this. And it sounds cliche, but that is where we're at right now if you are listening to this message, and you can call upon the golden dragons. You don't need any special connection or anything special, clearance, whatever, authority to work with them. They are basically the golden seraphim dragons, want to serve humanity. So you can just call them and say, hey, I do this all the time, like Archangel Michael, hey, where are you? That's how you can talk to them. It doesn't need to be all like some crazy protocol. You can just say, golden dragons, please come in and assist me with this, where I may not see perhaps what needs to be done from your higher perspective, where you can see the bigger picture. Please come and show me. Those are the two most powerful words that I've used over the past 8 years. Show me. Just show me. When I was in complete distress, or when I just couldn't see the answer, show me. Be open to being shown. I think that's the last thing that I would share. If you are only joining now, please definitely make sure to go to the very beginning once the replay is posted, so that you can view the entire channeled dragon message. And let me know in the comments what came up for you. Maybe I have a free Discord group. Quickly just saying this, if you are not comfortable sharing stuff in the comments of my videos, but you do want to feel connection with other people on a spiritual journey, I have a Discord group. This is invite only. You can just send me a message, an email, and I will let you into the group. If you want to join this Art Alchemy Club, the first free session, also let me know. Or you can also just find all this information on the website to sign up for that. I have a book too. Last time I said I was in the process of publishing it. It is finally out. It is Step into the Time Machine, a non-linear approach to your Akashic Records. Also go take a look at that, because it is just really full of interesting stories. And if you want your own personal dragon message, like the one that I just shared in this video, and you would like to know specifically for your life, like these things, the first thing that popped in your head, and you kind of want to know, how specifically can I now, what do I do with this? Know that I can also help you with this. You can find more information on my website. And the Galactic Healing Hub Official says, I'm halfway through the book and highly recommend. Yay! Yes. Yeah, it is just such, and I know that that kind of sounds arrogant of me to say it is such a good book, but it's like I didn't even write this. This is a combination of all of these different Akashic Records stories that don't even come from me. They come from all the people that I've worked with, from people's Akashic Records that I've had the privilege to look into and then bring together in a book. So that's why I am constantly saying I love my own book, because it's like a combination of all these different frequencies of all these people that are in essence a representation of you, of very similar stories that you may also have gone through. So yeah, I think that is it. So to kind of wrap it up, I would say, make sure that you prioritize. What do you need right now to be fully grounded in your body? The word unfolding was a key word. What is it that is unfolding for you right now? What is your obstacle? And calling upon whatever guides you're comfortable with, but the dragons love to help with these big obstacles. So let me know in the comments what came up for you, and keep an eye on my channel, because I will be posting more smaller dragon videos here and there, or just intuitive downloads that I get. And I wish you all a great rest of your day. Bye bye.